Good morning, everyone. My name is Rick Noda. I am the founder of T3 Body, the host here of T3 Talks, where we tighten, tactical, and transition. Now, you guys, I've got to tell you, we've been building on the 06. Happy New Year. Yes. If those of you have been following my podcast, what we've been discussing is revisiting the next 6 months out the year and creating it as a real new year. What I mean by new year is revising the things that worked and keeping those, and kind of just reconfiguring the things that aren't working the best. Remember, on our video from Monday, we started with your everyday carry, the things that you wear, your wardrobe. What you started to do is prepare yourself, like myself, that purchases my New Year's clothes or the clothes for next year on Black Friday. So you're allowed to. You start to allow yourself to clear through the clothing that doesn't fit you or you didn't like so much. You can donate it and give it forward. Then also you could start budgeting small amounts so that when you do go to Black Friday or you decide to spend, you're not creating another debt for yourself. You're actually creating yourself, again, a proactive way of improving your wardrobe. Then we talked about using your daily planner. Have us use, I like to use, again, like from before, I use the Passion Planner, and again, we've quoted different quotes on per week of how it keeps you motivated. Again, you guys, the nice thing about it in the nursing community, we would say, is if you didn't write it down, it never happened. I'm just saying. The other thing is we talked about how we can create conversation. Well, we know that creating conversation and dialogue takes practice. And the way that we were practicing is by just looking at the front cover of your local paper and looking at some of the highlights. And then when you start to want to talk to someone, you could start to classify, are you talking to that dolphin, shiny object, and they want to talk about those topics, or that lion who's really got that hard exterior, maybe you want to talk about hardcore financial business, or that owl who's very detailed and wants to be safe and just wants to talk of something very educational and 1, 2, and 3. Or like the koala bear that doesn't want you to talk to him at all. So maybe you just give them a quick talk and they're like, I'm fine. And there you go. The koala bear would love to be left alone because they'll actually appreciate that more. But this is a way to give you a start and a basis. Now, how do we get better in the 6 month out the year? I know everybody's reading their book of the month. I know I've got books over to the side and everybody's reading books, right? Yes. See that? Thank you. I was waiting for my studio audience to come through. Thank you so much. All right. So our motivation inspires you to be better. And part of that is, I have a book, or I try to read a book a month. All right. Now, I'm ADHD. I'm a bipolar guy. How does a bipolar guy read a book? I'm done. There it is. No. What I end up doing is this. Years ago, how did I get my love for learning or reading? Well, when I was in the Marine Corps, we were often given or donated books from libraries, and we would get love novels from Daniel Steele. As the man walked into the room, his presence was so alarmingly gorgeous. As his smile, I could tell you guys, but it was like, wow, it was really kind of articulate on how she made this erotic stuff really kind of clean. Then they got Dean Koontz. Then they brought in Sydney. They brought in who's the other guy? Tom Clancy. All these big writers that people were reading books. So I went from Daniel Steele to Sidney Sheldon to who else? To Tom Clancy. From Tom Clancy, I went to the guy that did The Firm. I'm trying to remember his name. John Grisham. Read almost all of John Grisham's book, and we all know none of those movies are like those books, because that's one thing that I'm like, I never thought, all right, was Time to Kill. Matthew McConaughey wasn't the right guy. But what that does is, I used to read those books cover to cover, because those books, you have to get character description, you have to see what that character is. And I thought it was really cool about reading books is that you and your buddy would read the book, but you wouldn't think the guy looked the same. Like, you would make the character description up. Like, oh, no, the guy has like this, and he looks like this, or this guy looks like this, and you're completely different. That's what I loved about it, because your mind is just that complex. So this month, and in the 6 month out the year, I'm trying to get much better with my language, And what I mean is, in my family, it's not what you say, it's how you say it. Let me say that again. It's not what you say, it's how you say it. Now, you guys do know that I'm surrounded by beautiful women. Have it be my dog, my wife, my kids, even in my studio, I'm surrounded by beautiful women. So one nice thing is what I mean by beautiful, intelligent, smart, dynamic, literally empowered is what I mean beautiful. Beautiful is just like, like give them a task, they take care of it. There's a lot of shitty men out there. I just want you to know that. Give them something that falls out. But with beautiful women, what I've learned to do is in a nice way, say things in a different way. With my daughter in a good way. All right. I'm like, you're going to wear that? Not really the greatest thing to do for a young woman, because what that can do is that can really say, well, what? And all I mean is like, maybe it's a little cold out and she doesn't have a jacket on. And that's all I really mean. But when she goes, oh my God, I'm like wearing a halter top and can you see my boobs and can you see this? And blah, 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 blah. And I put her into a tailspin when I should really go, take a breath, saying, hey, it'd be nice to wear a jacket, what you're wearing. Oh, okay. And she goes and gets it. But instead, it's sometimes easy to go, is that what you're going to wear? All right. So language, all right. I often say about language, again, is I'll use something when I talk about counseling or parenting, okay? In times of stress, you guys, we often parented the way we were parented. All right, go think about that. Come from my house, not so bueno sometimes. We've talked about that. Little cocotazo here in the head, little slap across the face. So there is those tendencies, all right? Or you parent now the way you wish you were parented. I often believe that still when you answer someone in language. You sometimes refer back to that same time when your parent, you slammed the door and they said, Rick, stop slamming the door. I'm not slamming the door. We sometimes do that instead of saying, you're right. You know what? I'm going to ease that door back. That's kind of like that. Hey, I'm parenting the way I wish I was parented or parent the way I was parented. So what leads me to this book, The Nonviolent Communication, an Empathy Collaboration of Freedom. It's on its 3rd edition. So that means that you guys know, and excuse me if I'm wrong here, Alexia, is a book goes from hardcover. That'd be the 1st edition. The second is you'll actually use it and it'll go to like X amount of publications and then they'll figure out it's like, hey, this is a good book. Let's re-release it. And then it comes out for the 3rd edition. And again, it goes from hardcover to paperback. And sooner or later, this is going to be probably in a pamphlet. No, just kidding. They'll be the 4th or 5th. But what I do now in reading books is I go to the table of contents and I don't read this book cover to cover because it's not a John Grisham book. And I first look at the things that interest me. And I go right after it, and I read it. Because how many times you feel like SHIT when you're like, oh, my God, I was supposed to read that book, but I didn't read it. Well, that's only a half-truth because you did skim through the parts you really cared about, and everything else you didn't. So at least to me, if you find that part, if you go to the table compass and you're looking at chapter 6, that's requesting that which would enrich your life, and if that's what you're looking for, get the answer already. Get to it, put the book down, and that's good because at least that part, it gives you and you saw in the other podcast, to now practice it. Oh, young Jetta, young warrior there in the audience. Yes, the practice. Yes, because so many times we're inundated with so many different things, we forget to practice. We do that. Oh, yeah, I'm going to do that. So that's why we're in month 6. Month 6 is to say, hey, in January, February, March, April, and up to May, all right, we use those broad strokes. Oh, I'm going to get to it. But now from June, July, August, September, October, we're going to hold ourselves accountable. And Stefan, how does that work like that? Why does that work like that when it's in our core values? I don't get it. I guess I'm just, we train smart and we use the 7 Ps. Oh my God, I did it again. I sound redundant. But no, it's not redundant, you guys. It's muscle memory. That's all that it is. I'm not asking you guys to really start anything new. All I'm asking you to do, the things that work, win. That's it. And it's really a nice way to feel better. Now, how do we test that standard? How do we know that things are going better? Well, if you're writing things down in your book, you're getting things done and you're feeling a sense of accomplishment. So you're not feeling like, oh my God, I didn't do as much as I should. You're like, hey, I knocked all those things done. Now I have time to be selfish for me. Now I have time to go out with my daughter and really do nothing. Not be like, I'm here with my daughter, but oh my God, what am I going to cook for dinner? What am I going to do from here? Like, I got to take this person here. I got to do this right here. Oh, my great. Oh, yeah, we're here. Yeah, we're going to be here another 10 minutes. That's sometimes how we are. I have now become to the point where, and my wife doesn't like it, is this. What are we doing? Nothing but this. And it's crazy, but she's a little intimidated by it because normally she gets me at about, maybe you guys, those of you guys are here, 5%. Seriously, you guys, 5% is me is here, and the other 95% is thinking about my business, thinking about this, thinking about that, thinking about that. But now, since I've been able to pare it down a little bit, and in the month of June, I really start to focus in on that wife, that relationship, those kids, and all that stuff, because all the hard work is done. My body feels great. My wardrobe is where it's supposed to be. My travel schedule is executed. My business planning has been going in full force. I get to enjoy it. I guess for 1 month, that's about it. So you guys, for 30 days, I get to have fun. I guess that's what it is. You know, my studio audience is looking at me going, oh shit, like I don't want that life if he's only having fun for 30 days. But fun is figurative to me. What I mean by fun is, you guys know me out there in Instagram land and here in my studio audience. We're going to hikes for health and happiness. I'm living in Potato Chip Mountain in Poway. I'm going out to the parks every Friday here for Ms. Sick. We're going to Moonlight, Swami's, and all that. So what I've done is, in my life of organized chaos, I've allowed myself some ways to write it down, train smart, use the 7 Ps, and just make and transition it into my life. So when I say our motivation will inspire you to be better, you guys, I hope that you take the opportunity to use some of these traits just a little bit, and you will notice that you'll become a little bit more efficient and you'll have some more fun. So you guys, I'm gonna eat my little muffin here today, my vegan muffin, and Mr. Seven's gonna take us out. Hey, you know what? We're gonna close today on a clip of us being at Hikes for Health and Happiness. I'll see you guys soon. Thanks for checking out our videos. If you want to go ahead and subscribe, go ahead and hit that button right below. Or if you want to check out the latest video right here over my shoulder, go ahead and click that link. If you want to check us out on our social networks, we're at T3 Body Encinitas. That's T3 Body Encinitas. Or shoot me a quick email at info@T3 Body Encinitas, where our motivation inspires you to be better. See you guys soon.